Hello and welcome back to Good Game Nation, where we bring you all things TCG. My name's Preston and it's a midweek news update. I've been wanting to kind of throw these in here because we've been getting a ton of cards and it will help make these a little bit more digestible and easier to view. We don't need to watch 20 minutes of me talking about cards that we'll get in 6 months. But things that will affect us in the short term: Treasure Cup is getting an update. November has a small amount of Treasure Cups coming across the world, really. And it looks like almost every weekend for North America, and then the rest of the world is also getting some. These will probably fill out more as it gets closer to the sign-up date, which is August 27th. Most of the time it's going to be at 9 a.m. local time, and there's a few like East Coast times that end up being at noon, and Oceania at noon as well. I believe price support is fairly similar to what we have seen, Dawn sleeves and event packs, and I think we've gone over all of the event packs. We've seen the Marco, and I think it's still filling in, like the offline stuff is still filling in with more price support. Altart Queen, and I think this is one of the biggest updates because some things are still giving out Luffy's, but this is going to have Shanks as your prize support for your winning, for your winner, and probably second place as well. Maybe not. That's crazy. But yeah, Treasure Cup is getting an update, and they're even showing the judge packs. I don't know if they have promoted judge packs up to this point, but judge packs as well. A little judge stamp on the normal art for those cards. The other one that got a good update this week is offline regionals for October to December. We got a bunch of new dates: Houston, Peoria, Pasadena, some Latin America, Europe, as well as the Netherlands. I saw some people online really excited about that. And there's various sign-up dates for all of these, so go check them out. Again, most of the time it's 9 a.m. Local time. I believe all of this is similar to the last time we talked about offline. These sleeves might be new additions, as well as the Shanks. And I believe the same judge pack as the Treasure Cup. So some updates, go check them out if there's one in your area. Since this is offline, this is an in-person event, go check them out. There's one in California, so if I can get in, I'll be there. But that's the main website updates. There are a couple cards to run through real quick. Let's jump into it. The first one, Basil Hawkins, blue character, 4 cost 5k power. Animal Kingdom Pirates, Hawkins Pirates. 1k counter. Blocker. On block, if you have 3 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. Then this card gains 1000 power for this battle. So it's a 6k blocker if you have 3 cards or less in your hand. At 4 costs, it's pretty good. I'm thinking of other colors and their blockers, and that's a pretty heavy weight right there to throw around at 6k blocking. And it seems like blue is getting quite a few really interesting and good cards in this set. Moving on to the next blue card that is also pretty interesting. It is Hacha. Blue character, 6 cost, 7k power, Giants, Animal Kingdom Pirates. Dawn ×1. When attacking, return up to 1 a character with the cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand. Nice removal that does not require a KO, as well as leading into what blue did early in set 1 and stuff, is any card. It's not specifying that it has to be an opponent's card in this current translation. So you could bounce your own stuff for reactivating on plays or picking up those Kayas, so that you can get those 2k or that extra draw too. So it's a pretty cool card. I'm excited to see what blue does. At 6 cost, it's pretty pricey to do. when removal could probably bounce this back to your hand, and that's scary. But in general, not thinking about how to stop this from happening, it's a pretty cool effect. I think we've had cheaper versions of this, and that 3 or less is pretty steep for a cost that is for a 6 cost card. Pluses and minus here and there, I guess. The next card is a red character. Lindbergh red character, 4 cost, 5k power, Minx, Revolutionary Army, 1k counter. When attacking, if this character has 7,000 power or more, K up to one of your opponent's characters with 3k power or less. Trigger, you may discard a card. If your leader is multicolored, play this card. So Red's doing this really cool thing with the Revolutionary Army where it's putting a pretty reasonable condition of 7k power on their characters. I believe Ivankov has this as well. 7k isn't too hard to get to with the Bella Betty leader, as well as a hard placing Dawn on it. If you would like to go through it that route, 2 Dawn it's a pretty heavy investment, but I'm sure you can think of some really creative ways to get this effect to go off. And a 3k power or less is a decent threshold, especially for 4 costs, so that's could happen as early as turn 2. I like it, and it has trigger, so Bella Betty's super happy to see this character. Next up, we have Virgo, green character, 3 cost, 4k power, Navy, Don Quixote Pirates, counter 1k. Dawn times 1 when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 3 or less. So let's see, I'm trying to, I feel like we've seen this before, even, I think Okiku is probably better than this. Okiku does something similar to this, and a lot of set 1 green does this. I guess they're just trying to revitalize that effect and reuse it for the Don Quixote family. Not too sure how I feel about it, but Okiku got a ton of play, even it is a 5 or less though, right? I don't know. It's an interesting card. I'm glad that the art got his facial attachments that were always on his face for some reason. No food on the other side though, so we're still haven't gotten peak Virgo, I think. But yeah, I want to see how that works in their list, because if you're running the stage, you're going to end up resting all 5 or less anyways. So maybe this is a good way to slow them down early on. I'm not sure. The next character is X Drake, blue character, 5 cost, 6k power, Marines, Drake Pirates, Animal Kingdom Pirates. Blocker, on play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. A few notes that came to my mind the first time I saw this. I think this might be the first Drake that has Drake Pirates and not Supernova. I don't think I can, off the top of my head, I don't remember if the purple one has Drake Pirates, but I feel like they don't. I feel like that was Marines Animal Kingdom. So it's interesting that we got Drake Pirates here. And this effect is similar to stuff we've seen before again. A lot of recycled effects in this episode, apparently. I mean, Perona does something like this, and there's a lot of the Warlord stuff that has interaction with the top of your deck. I think Baroque Works also manipulated the top of your deck as well. 5 cost 6k blocker, though. I was just talking about good blockers earlier, so can't hurt, right? It's a pretty powerful blocker. Crazy strong blockers coming out this week. I never figured out how to say Usopp's Wano name. I'm going to struggle through this. Usohachi? Usohachi. That might be right. Usohachi, purple character, 3 cost, 4k power. Straw Hat Crew, 2k counter. Nice. Dawn times 1, on attack if you have 8 or more Dawn, on your field rest an opponent's character with cost 4 or less. I mean, it's a 2K counter, so it's even more likely to get played. I really don't like this requirement of 8 or more Dawn. I think we've seen a lot of effects that are 8 or more Dawn, but not a lot of Dawn ramp in this so far. So I don't know how you're going to get to 8 so that you can use this, especially at a 3 cost. That's kind of crazy. Because if you're playing this on curve, or if you're playing this turn 2, your 3 Dawn turn, you're not getting its effect for several turns later. If you're playing it late game, it's only a 4K power. I don't know. I'm not liking purple again, and that's just the way this game looks for me, I guess. It could be playable. All purple could be playable, but I am not sure how I feel about this archetype, how it's shaping up. But that's all I have for you. We'll have more news on Sunday, as always. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to get more One Piece info, hit that subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited for right now. Are you excited for those event updates, or is this Usopp the next big thing? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. And until next time, peace.